Hey everybody, I wanted to make a video about what's going on in Minneapolis, and it's funny. I'm wearing my Twin Cities Minnesota Twin sweatshirt today. I do have more than just one sweatshirt. Um, I'm going to lose it on this for a couple of reasons. Number one, having just been in Minneapolis, and I stayed literally about 4 blocks away from where all this happened. It's a sleepy bedroom community. It's away from the downtown. It is not a very, I mean, every 4 to 6 blocks, you've got your grocery stores and your pharmacies and your quick stops and your whatever in between. It's actually it's a very it's a very nice area. And that doesn't mean that it's Shangri-La, but it does mean that it's what most of us in this country have become accustomed to see of normal rural, or at least outside of urban downtown areas, in what you would consider like a bedroom community. They might work downtown, but that's where they live, or they might work at the Mall of America. I mean, a lot of people in that area, I mean, they rely on the it's minutes away from Bloomington, like it edges right up against it. That Portland Avenue runs right into the cross section that gets you to the Mall of America. Just to give you a feel. And for whatever reason, ICE has kind of turned its focus. And by the way, I thought it was I stayed away from a lot of politics for my own sanity. And now that I'm feeling better, all bets are off. I'm sorry, all bets are off. I am not going to sit idle when I see things that need to be addressed. I am not going to sit back, relax, and have a good time and let this man literally ruin this country because he has no respect for the Constitution. He has no respect for who we are as a country. He's a brat. He's a child, and we need to treat him as such. There is no two ways about it. Whatever kind of fist pumping, we're American, BS that we've been, if you think any of this is American, you're out of your mind. You have drank the Kool-Aid. We are not the same. Do not even attempt to pretend that what you're believing in has anything to do with the United States that we should be electing presidents for. And by the way, don't tell me what about Biden. Don't tell me what about Obama. Don't tell me about whatever. He is literally grabbing leaders from other countries. Think of the irony of this. We're so busy deporting people, and then the son of a bitch goes into Venezuela and gets 2 people and brings them into the country illegally. I'm just pointing out irony right now. And now we are to a point where these people that have been given hey, the Wild Wild West badges, and they cover their face, they're asked to brandish their own weaponry. What kind of renegade bullshit is this, guys? This isn't this country. Remember, we used to have rules? Like when people got convicted, they went away. Mr. Trump. It is all a chaos metric. It is 100% to create just sheer and utter chaos. It is not based in love. It is not based in knowledge. It is not based in progress. It is not even based in principle. And by the way, you can talk about the Constitution all you want, but if you're going to read it, you've got to wait till he's done wiping himself with it. We don't have a country anymore, everybody. Just letting you know. I was near death 4 weeks ago. Fucking back. I'm going to show you the astrology of what went on during this day, because I still remember my roots and who the hell I am. And here's what I want to point out. I want to point out that Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is sitting in Cancer. Cancer is about the family. And by the way, don't you think for a second that I'm not going to be talking about Renee Macklin Good here in just a moment. By the way, I'm not going to show the video. The video is all over the place. It is grotesque. It is grotesque at best. And the fact that Christy Nome is actually trying to defend him is sitting here in the chart. Do you know why? She has made the deal with the devil. I called it out. Christy Nome is evil if she's defending this. And by the way, this isn't about political expediency. This isn't, well, I didn't get a chance to see the tape. It's not whatever. She doesn't give a shit. Do whatever it is you need to do. Get those numbers up. It is that relentless sales mentality that does this slick Persian bazaar manner in which this ice seems to do everything with. See what I did there? If you know where I brought that from, you know that that's a shot across the bow too. Jupiter is sitting in opposition to the stellium that, quite frankly, is too much to handle right now. Every astrologer is talking about how this stellium is working right now through this Capricorn, and as we move into Aquarius with all of the stellium in this dance. And by the way, I had a great follower give me the dance of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Ginger is the Venus, Mars is the Fred Astaire, and the two of them are going to dance all year long. They're going to get a lot of Mars-Venus conjuncts this year because they're just going to catch up with one another. Right now, they're at a pure conjunct with the Sun. By the way, Mars and Venus, very much about energy. One does it his way, one does it her way. One wants to get it done where it's bent in conflict and accomplishment, and the other one is about virtue and goodness and trying to find the whole of everything. And then the Sun just says, well, let's charge this baby up and let's do it. Throw in a little bit of near conjunct to Mercury, action. And they're all hedging up towards Pluto. This is why people are talking about this changeover from Capricorn into Aquarius later on this month. We're just getting warmed up. But this is the astrology of the day where that ICE agent murdered Renee Macklin Good. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's murder. Allegedly. Nope, I saw it. Put me on the jury. I'll ask 5 questions to make sure it's done right. I'll even wear this sweatshirt. The astrology also speaks to the last bit of confusion to the things that we find foundation in. Neptune is still in Pisces in this 29-degree angle that is just hanging on to the delusion of the bullshit that is spewing out of the White House right now. I'm gonna firmly put it on there. Saturn is meant to ground us. Saturn is meant to allow us to just sit within it. But Saturn's sitting in Pisces going, up is down and down is up. This delusional time has one more pass. And listen, here's the good news. Saturn's dropping it in 4-wheel drive and is going to go flying past Neptune here. We got about another 2 weeks of dealing with this. Thank goodness. And then Neptune moves into Aries. We're going to shake off the rust and go, what just happened? Kind of like being in the hospital for the better part of 3 weeks while you're trying to figure out how your insides were rearranged. So the astrology is ripe to take advantage of confusion, of misdirection, of an unplanned statement, of an unplanned execution of something. And caught in the crossfires is Renee Macklin Good. And I want to tell you why I stopped cold in my tracks as I have been working on my project to get my film out. And by the way, thank you for liking and subscribing. If you made it this far, please. And I'm going over show footage, and I've literally been listening to myself for the better part of 6 hours. I'm just letting you know. Even I'm kind of like, okay, I'm good. You know, I'm going to sit back. What's going on in the world? I see, what's going on in Minneapolis. ICE agents. Oh, jeez. If it was anywhere else in the country, I might not even have clicked it. Whatever. Same story, different day. U.S. citizen, mother and poet gunned down by ICE agent in, quote, self-defense. This is a picture of her from about 5 or 6 years ago. And she's a graduate of Old Dominion. She has a degree in English, and she is a award-winning poet. She's a mother of one biological son, and she was the stepmom and contributing adult to two other children that her late husband had in previous relationships. They're a little bit older. They're, I think, 17, 16, and 13. However, her biological son of 6 years old lost his father in 2023, and in 2026, he lost his mother. That kid is now an orphan. I am going to say his name, but it has more to do with the fact that, of course, someone who was trying to become a poet laureate would name her son Emerson. She was living a life she wanted to live. Her neighbors talked so incredibly fondly about her that she was kind. They had tea together. She worked with whatever local neighborhood watch. I mean, I got the impression that she was well liked. And she was somebody that had gone through life. And by the way, she graduated college at the age of 32. Listen, late bloomers be damned. This channel is full of late bloomers. So you guys know when somebody goes, all right, I screwed up. I did this, I did that. But you know what? You buckled up. 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 35. You go back to school. You make it work. And oh, by the way, she has a kid in the middle of it. A kid that won't know his mother and has already lost his father. Thank goodness there were grandparents involved. Sounds like they were pretty involved. But I want to do something for her that I don't think a lot of other entities are going to do. And I want to make sure she's heard, because as someone that has a poetry book out, I'm working on another one. This regime is killing poets. Was it targeted? No. Was it by chance? Maybe. But you cannot lose that a voice was quelled that had their chance taken away from them. And the entire ICE movement is because our system is broken. We're not trying to fix a system. We're trying to amp up the politics of the broken system. We have so much work to do. But this is on poet.org, and this names out of Old Dominion University, the Academy of American Poets Prize. And the donor was the Poetry Society of Virginia in 2020. The prize winners were Renee Nicole Macklin. She had since been married. And the poem is called On Learning to Dissect Fetal Pigs. Let the irony begin. Let the irony begin. That is the title of it. Well, I am going to take a few moments right now and I don't know what I'm doing right here. But I want to take this opportunity. Cut it out, Brina. I want to take this opportunity and read her poem. I want the world to know what her award-winning poem was. I want her to be honored. I want the world to hear her voice. Here we go. On Learning to Dissect Fetal Pigs by Renee Nicole Macklin. I want back my rocking chairs, the solipsist sunsets and coastal jungle sounds that are the tercets from cicadas and pentameters from the hairy legs of cockroaches. I've donated Bibles to thrift stores, mashed them in plastic trash bags with an acidic Himalayan salt lamp. The post-baptism Bibles, the ones plucked from the street corners, from the meaty hands of zealots, the dumbed-down, easy-to-read, parasitic kind. Remember, more the slick rubber smell of high-gloss biology textbook pictures. They burn the hairs inside my nostrils. And salt and ink that rubbed off on my palms. Under clippings of the moon at 2:45 a.m., I study and repeat. Ribosome, endoplasmic, lactic acid, stamen at the IHOP on the corner of Powers and Stetson Hills. I repeated and scribbled it until it picked its way and stagnated somewhere. I can't point to anymore. Maybe my gut. Maybe there, in between my pancreas and a large intestine, is the piddly brook of my soul. It's the ruler by which I reduce all things now, hard edged and splintered from knowledge that used to sit, a cloth against a fevered forehead. Can I let them both be? This fickle faith and his college science that heckles from the back of the classroom. Now, I can't believe that the Bible and Quran and Bhagavad Gita are sliding long hairs behind my ear like mom used to, and exhaling from their mouths make room for wonder. All my understanding dribbles down the chin onto the chest and is summarized as life is merely to ovum and sperm, and where those two meet, and how often, and how well, and what dies there. Don't say the woman that was shot and killed by ICE agents. Use her name. She was a single mother. She was a widow. And God damn it, she was a poet. Her name is Renee Nicole Macklin Good. And she unnecessarily died at the hands of ICE agents who were untrained, unlawful, masked, and otherwise never held accountable for wrongdoing. Renee Nicole Macklin Good. My heart tap goes to her son, Emerson. making know what poetry is, because she did everything to keep him safe. She wanted a better life. I'm sure she took it head on, being a single mother. We have to speak up. And my heart tap goes to him. May he connect with his mother every chance he gets. Keep going. Except for this damn administration. Be done. Here we come. He pissed off the poets.